I'm Brittany Umar. Welcome to the Nooner, presented by the Village Poorhouse. May I suggest to the owners that they open a Beltway Poorhouse? Between the depressed baseball fans in the D.C. area and all the drunk and horny politicians, they could make a killing. The Yanks beat Washington last night 5-3 to hand the Nationals their 46th loss of the season. We don't do this much, but I'd like to switch into expert mode for some in-depth Nooner baseball analysis. The Nats suck. They're awful. Let's focus on way funnier Yankees news. Chien-Ming Wang and his wife Chia-Ling Wu welcomed their first baby, a son named Justin Jesse. We sure about that? No mix-up or anything? Okay. In a possibly related story, a husband and wife registered at the same hospital under Mr. and Mrs. John Smith took home their first son, named Chien-Ming Smith Jr. Now, if you're really wondering how bad baseball in the nation's capital is, Exhibit B is the Orioles, who were gracious hosts to the Mets last night. They welcomed their guests with 3 errors, including a Luis Castillo impersonation by Aubrey Huff. Huff must have heard all the trade rumors and said, "Hey, I can be a Met, and as soon as I drop this ball, I'll run into the wall and injure myself." Before the game, Manuel acknowledged the 1-year anniversary of his taking over the Mets managerial slot for the fired Willie Randolph, saying, "I feel like I've been here for 10 years. Every month, I age 5. Time flies when you're having as much fun as I am." It's true. After last night's game, he looked like this. Oliver Perez and John Maine will square off in a makeshift game full of extended spring training players in Port St. Lucie tomorrow, while the Mets take on the Orioles in Baltimore. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Oliver Perez and John Maine will square off in a Mets game in Port St. Lucie tomorrow, while a makeshift team full of extended spring training players takes on the Orioles in Baltimore. Remember former Yankee Mel Hall? Well, if you don't, you'll be meeting him soon when he knocks on your door and introduces himself as a sex offender. That is, if he ever gets out of jail, of course. Yankee fans are understandably upset by the news and also horrified by the new context of this 1991 quote from teammate Don Mattingly. "There's never a time when Mel doesn't play as hard as anyone on this team." Ew. Rutgers guard Epiphanny Prince will forego her senior season to play pro basketball in Europe, becoming the first American woman to leave school early to play overseas. Epiphanny said the decision came to her in a simple and striking moment of divine illumination, and said that she wishes there was a word for that. All right, we're done for the day. We didn't talk about Giants minicamp because without Plax and Shockey, it's just Eli throwing around big green balls. Boring.